Okay. Hi, guys. Thanks for showing up. This isn't something that I really planned on doing. Um, I was gonna try to do the microphone test stream. That's not what this is. I'm just doing an impromptu stream here because uh, I don't really know what else to do right now, and I really needed to talk to somebody, and I don't I don't really have any friends who can come over because a social jerk right here. So figured I'd try this because I don't really know what else to do with myself right now. Well, I wanted to do this a couple hours ago, but I guess I forgot the Survivor Series was tonight, and I didn't want to ruin that show for anybody. So I've just been kind of sitting around trying to occupy myself. But now I was just kind of sitting around. Didn't think I could sleep, so I figured maybe I should try talking to somebody. Um, uh, I found out a couple hours ago that my dad died, and I've been been calling people, and now I'm at the point where I think I've called everybody, and there's nothing left to do, and um, sorry, I haven't really cried yet. Um, it's kind of weird, I was just after I called a bunch of people. I just I didn't know what else to do, so I went about the rest of my day. I put the groceries away, and I chopped up all my fruit because I always have to separate those into separate Tupperware things, and and you know I did some laundry, and now I nothing left to do but go to sleep because I have to pick up my brother at the train station tomorrow morning, and I have to get up early for that, but I can't really sleep, so I'm here because I don't really know what else to do, and I got no one else to talk to. Uh, uh, so basically, I hadn't seen my dad since Thursday. I was working all day Friday, got home late, and I slept late. Full disclosure, I've actually been living with my dad because after my mom died a couple years ago, I wasn't really sure if he could live alone anymore. So I've been living with him to kind of just to help him out with stuff because he needs help doing stuff because he's had a lot of health problems and he just there are things he didn't want to do, like take the garbage to the dump and stuff like that. So I'd stick around. I'll live with him to do stuff like that and just like help out around the house and stuff. But anyway. So I didn't see him on Saturday, but that I figured maybe he went to the casino for the weekend because he liked to do that sometimes with a friend of his. But Saturday night I started to notice things like he had left a note, and he always leaves a note if he goes out because he's like that. And so that's when I started like noticing that something was weird. I noticed he has one of those medication partition things where you get to take all your pills and you put them on the one marked for each day. And he hadn't taken he's on a lot of medication, so he needs one of those things. So he hadn't taken any of the medication for Saturday, so that's when I started to think something was weird. So woke up today, still didn't see him, and I called his cell phone. He didn't pick up, so I started calling people. I called a couple of his friends. I called my uncle. No one really knew where he was. I hadn't heard from him. This friend. His friend Chris, she said that he called her on Saturday and she couldn't talk at the time, but she called him back a few minutes later and he didn't pick up, and she'd called him a couple times since then. He still wasn't answering his phone. So I didn't know what to tell her. So that's when we all started kind of getting worried. So I went out to this lot. He owns like a lot down the road a couple miles that he likes to go like shooting, like target practice and stuff, because he's really into guns. So him and my uncle, they go out there sometime to just shoot stuff. And they were out there on Saturday, and my uncle said he was seemed fine then. So I went out there. I didn't see his truck, and so I came back and I figured I'd try his cell phone one more time. And if he didn't answer, then I'd probably have to start calling hospitals. So call his cell phone, and a police officer picked up, and they said that he died. And they sent someone over to the house, and apparently he apparently he drove off the road and then he hit a tree. And I guess that must have happened yesterday. And so I had to start calling people. My uncle, my brother, he lives in the city, so he's coming. He can't come in until tomorrow. But yeah, eventually there's no one left to call. And there's nothing left to occupy yourself with, so I thought, well, I don't really have any friends that don't live on the other side of it, that don't live on the same side of the computer screen as I do. So, I mean, you guys always seem to show up when I do one of these So, I don't know, maybe. I'm sorry. Uh, hadn't really hit me yet. Because I gotta go talk to the medical examiner tomorrow. And I don't know, I kind of like to not be a blubbering mess when I do that, you know? So maybe I should try to get some of this out beforehand. Um, I've been trying to figure out what to do with myself, you know? I, uh, saw there was a new episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine up on the Fox website that I hadn't seen yet, so I watched that. Um, I don't know, you know, after my mom died, I didn't really feel like doing anything. I just wanted something to, you know, take my mind off of everything. So I ended up. That's kind of when I discovered The Big Bang Theory. It's weird to talk about that now, but I'd never watched the show before. But I found, you know, some episodes online. I just watched it. I ended up binge watching the whole series over like 2 weeks, and you know, that really helped to, you know, have you know, something to occupy myself, where there maybe laugh at, because I had a lot of problems with depression since I was a preteen, so I don't really laugh that much anymore. Uh, I think maybe that's why I was doing videos the way I did for a while. I always tried to put some jokes in there because I like to make people laugh, and thought maybe, you know, making other people laugh, you know, kind of gave me a good feeling inside, you know. But I don't really laugh at that much anymore. But you know, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you know, that show always gets a chuckle out of me. So I watched that. Maybe I'll binge that one a little bit later. Maybe, I don't know. But I gotta get some stuff to figure out now because you know, both my parents are gone now, and so I guess my life's about to change pretty dramatically. So I got a lot of stuff to figure out. I guess I gotta figure out what to do with all his stuff. And he had a couple cars. The truck is totaled, apparently. I haven't seen it, but that's toast. But I guess I gotta do something with the other car, sell it, I guess. And he's got some property. The lot, I don't have any use for that, so maybe I'll just sell that. Um, I don't know what I'll do about his house. He had um, a binder filled with like all his information and what like all his affairs that need to be like what needs to be done about them after he's dead. On the side of the binder, he wrote "When I'm dead," because that was Dad. That's he didn't like to he didn't like to mince words. He's just pretty blunt. If he was gonna say something, he'd just come out and say it. I haven't looked at it yet. I found it. Um, I found it in the basement. I guess I'll look at it tomorrow when my brother gets here. Uh, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do about all his stuff. Divide it up, I guess. There's so much stuff in his house though. His that was a pack rat. He never threw anything out. So there's just all these papers and just useless things all over the place. Because most of them are gonna get thrown out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all his books. He's got this giant bookshelf, books he's never even read before. It just covers the whole wall of the living room. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of this stuff. Uh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a downer to anybody. I don't really know what else to do. So yeah, don't count on me uh doing any wrestling vids for a while because I don't know. I got a lot of stuff to figure out, and I just it's not really at the top of my priorities list right now. So I might take a break from wrestling for a little while. Uh, weird. I've been drinking water all night. First thing that happened when I found out was I guess I just got really thirsty. I don't know what happened, you know. It's weird, you know. My dad had a lot of health problems about a year ago. Uh, he had he had got an infection and he had kidney failure because of that. Uh, I had to he had to go to the hospital for a wasn't there for a while, a couple of weeks I think, and he was really been out of shape about it because he'd been in and out of hospitals for a while, like a couple of years, for a long time. Because he had a stroke like back when I was in high school. Ever since then, I guess he just hadn't really been the same. And he was just sick of hospitals. He wanted to go home, and the doctor kept telling him, "No, I strongly advise you to stay here longer." And finally got him to stay, but he wasn't happy about it. He hated that place. And so after that, he was on like kidney dialysis for a while. I had to take him there to dialysis at like 6 in the morning, 3 times a week. That was like a year ago. And you know, he seemed like he'd been okay since then. I don't really know what happened yet. I guess they're gonna do an autopsy tomorrow. I haven't I haven't talked to the medical examiner yet, so I gotta call that. I gotta call them tomorrow. Figure out what happened. Uh, the police officer who came by said it looked like it was pretty quick, so that's good. So, what's going on with you guys? Tell me something. Tell me anything. How'd Survivor Series turn out? You know, said, let me take my mind off this for a little while. Huh? I think this was a good idea doing this. I want to. Probably better that I got this out now, you know. Thanks. Survivor Series was all over the place. Yeah, I bet. Saw the results when I was trying to occupy myself. Heard Becky Lynch got pinned first in the women's match. That's some bullshit. Of course, you knew Team SmackDown wasn't going to win, right? Because your Team Raw had Asuka, so obviously it's like what's the point? It's like why even have the match? There's no suspense. Becky Lynch getting pinned first, that sucks. Of course, I hear SmackDown's gone down the shitter anyway for a while now. I guess Road Dogg's the head writer or something now. Whatever. See, this is why I don't watch SmackDown anymore. Thank you, Justin Havoc. That's really nice. Thank you. I honestly, I'm my own worst critic, so I tend to think everything I do sucks most of the time. But if I'm your favorite, I thank you. I appreciate that. It's really nice. AJ versus Brock was good. Oh yeah, I kind of figured it would be. Just occurs to me that I'm still doing that Impact Asylum booking challenge thing. I had week 2 written for a couple days. I haven't even started week 3 yet. I don't know if I'll. Why am I thinking about that now? Yeah, so I guess I'll have to bow out of that. Who knows? Watching you for a few years. Always been a fan. Thank you. Rants on Karen Jarrett made me smile. Yeah. Yeah, she made herself an easy target, didn't she? I don't know, maybe maybe this soundbite I used to make it sound like she had male genitalia was probably going below the belt, you know? But I don't know, I got a kick out of it at the time. Yeah, hopefully it made somebody laugh, you know? Shield defeated the New Day. Well, yeah. I heard that was the first match. So you're going to have your next WrestleMania main eventer and the curtain jerker match at Survivor Series. This is a little messed up, isn't it? Remember the first time I ever saw your vid, you were ranting about Madison Rayne and ODB having a feud, and I think I died in laughter. Thanks. Thanks. Uh, you're the reason I became part of the online fake community when I was 12. I just moved to the UK from Nigeria. I couldn't find Impact on TV and only saw clips on YouTube, and your videos are the first thing I saw. And a suggestion that was my gateway to the asylum. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad I could help. That's a good site. I had an opportunity to, opportunity. Guess it was a couple of years ago now. Some of the contributors on that site, they left to form their own site, TNA Mecca, and we all saw how that turned out. I guess the option was on the table for me to go over there, but I saw no reason to. I've always had a good relationship with Talon, and he's always been really good to me. I got to basically just do whatever I wanted, just write about whatever I wanted for the site, and he's always been really cool to me. So I figured, why would I go anywhere else? I like being on this site. So figured I'd stay where I was. Plus, Chris Regal, I know he tried to make his own site once before that, and that didn't work out. So no reason to think it wouldn't have happened again. And then, what happened with Mecca. Now Mecca isn't a thing anymore, so I guess I made the right choice there. I loved all the sound bites. Pretty sure you were the first person I watched to do that. And now a lot of people I watch who do other content also do it. Oh, cool. Cool. I think I actually got the idea for that from, I want to say a Linkara video? Maybe. Might have been something else. It just hit me, nobody else is doing that. And I think the YWC thought it would be something fun to try, and I just started to think with I think the Mike Tenay one was the first one I did, the What a Bunch of Bullshit one. I probably got really, and that I liked it, so I kept on adding more from like lots of places, and I probably got carried away with them for a while. I remember there was a time when I was I was trying to fit in as many as I possibly could because I was having so much fun with them. I kind of miss them, actually. So now whenever I'm editing the heel cast, I try to drop a few of those in there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be on the heel cast for a while now. I don't know. Like I said, I got some stuff to get, a lot of stuff to figure out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this stuff. It's got so many books. Yeah, I'm not gonna read them. I don't know, maybe there's a charity I can give them to or something. There's this little there's this thing at the garbage dump where you can like take books. There's like, I don't know, you drop some off if you're not using them, or you look around, you pick one out, you can take that. Maybe I'll just like donate them to that thing. It's like right next to the Goodwill donation trailer. Guess I'll take his clothes over there. Gonna take a couple of trips. Just realized the truck is all smashed up. So, it's not like they'll all fit in my car. I have to take a couple of trips. I remember saw a video where there were so many gimmicks, Fourth Dimension Fool Killer shoved you out of the chair and took over because you just couldn't take. Yeah. I remember that one. I like my heart stopped. Like my heart stopped or something, so I fell out of the chair and he had to finish the video. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that stuff. I'm glad somebody got a kick out of it. So that was those kind of took a while to shoot, but you know, people seem to enjoy it. You know, people always say to me that they want Fourth Dimension Fool Killer to come back. I don't know why, that guy makes my life a living hell, you know, but people seem to like him. Burial you did of Smokey was hilarious. Which one? There were a couple. Like when he invaded my house, and I had to fight. Oh, I had to fight him off and playing the Mortal Kombat music. That one was a lot of fun. It took a while to shoot that one, but yeah, looking back on that one, that might be one of my favorite bits that I've done. Never really knew how Schleg Daddy felt about that, though. I didn't really, we didn't really have any communication on that. It's just something that I mentioned Smokey in a video, and he kind of just picked up on it and rolled with it, and then I kind of played into what he was doing, and then suddenly, you know, Smokey's like my arch nemesis, and he's invading my house. It wasn't even something I planned on doing. But Schleg Daddy had Smokey in a video saying that he was coming, Smokey saying he was coming after me, and I was like, well, wait, maybe I can do something with that. And then he invaded my house. Yeah, good. Yeah, that was a good one. Do anything stupid. Define stupid. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. It's really nice. So I asked Smokey what a bitch. I remember that one. Yeah. Yeah. There were some good ones, weren't there? Your series on rebooking the Knockout division was great. I've been watching you for 5+ years now. I was instantly drawn to your angry rants about Robbie E. and Madison Rayne to cheer me up. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I really tore into those two a couple times, didn't I? I really liked Booking the Knockouts, the TKO series I wrote. I kind of took a break from fantasy booking after that because I figured, well, I'm not going to be able to top this. But it's stuff on the blog still. I was always really proud of how that turned out. I didn't really fantasy book again until the Impact booking Asylum booking challenge came along, so wasn't gonna do it. But then I figured I started getting a few ideas. So I figured, what the hell? And then I wrote, as usual, I wrote way too much. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to finish it just to take my mind off stuff. Uh. Been entertained by you for many years now. I'm sad for... Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, did any of you guys see Justice League? I saw that the other day. Wasn't great. Probably better than Batman v Superman, anyway. I think they're a little closer to getting the tone right. But you could definitely tell that they didn't do enough setup movies for it, because, spoilers, but, all the stuff with the mother boxes just comes out of nowhere. There's Aquaman's whole backstory just gets dropped on you, and like one big exposition dump, and there's stuff that Cyborg is doing that I was confused about. They didn't do enough setup. They did 2 movies, and then Wonder Woman was kind of self-contained. It didn't really build to anything. I know there were some good parts to it. I'm kind of interested to see what Zack Snyder did, what Zack Snyder's original cut was before Whedon got involved. You could definitely tell there were some parts made by Whedon and some parts made by Snyder. Snyder's still doing this slow motion, turns into speed up, turns into slow motion stuff. That's getting annoying. And then there's some jokes that could have only been written by Whedon. I didn't hate it. It was okay. Flash was pretty hit and miss with the comic relief. He was probably better than TV Flash, though. At least he was sort of entertaining at times. Ezra Miller was. And TV Barry is just it's just a complete chore. But, really enjoyed Justice League. Wish it was Darkseid instead of Optimus Freddy Krueger. Yeah. Yeah, Steppenwolf was a really lame villain. I felt like it was too soon to do Darkseid, though. Because once you've done Darkseid, it's how do you top that? Anti-Monitor maybe. I don't know. I don't really know much about DC. Marvel had some good Marvel news. Axel Alonso getting fired. Tom Brevoort not replacing him. That was good news. CB Cebulski, new editor-in-chief, seems like a normal, down-to-earth person, which can only be a good thing. I think I read a quote from him saying that they need to get away from the over-politicized stuff in the comics. Thank God. That's good. So maybe they can Just get back, just dump all the politics, just get back to writing good stories. That'd be nice. I miss Marvel comics. Stopped reading them. I stopped buying them a while ago because most of them were just terrible. You know, guys like Diversity in Comics, Captain Cummings, Douglas Ernst. I mean, they can explain it better than I can, but it's been the outlook for Marvel was pretty bleak there for a couple of years. CB Cebulski seems like a good choice. I think I read a book he was involved in. I forget what it was called. I don't know if he was the writer on it. The Loners, maybe? This was years ago. It's about the bunch of former superheroes in Los Angeles. They form a support group. They had, I think Darkhawk was in there, Turbo from the New Warriors, Julie Power, one or two others. I think that guy who was like the Green Goblin, who was not one of the Osborns, but like a different guy who found like the Goblin gear and tried to be a superhero with it. His series lasted for like 10 issues or something. He was in there. That was a good book. I think CB Cebulski wrote that or edited it or something. But I liked that one. So maybe this can work. I figured Disney must have stepped in because like Tom Brevoort was next in line. But Brevoort was kind of like had the same political agenda as Axel Alonso, so I figured maybe Disney figured let's go in a different direction. So that's a good idea. And maybe if Disney buys all those Fox properties, I could get the X-Men back and get back to writing X-Men comics that don't suck. Because I'd like to read X-Men again. Is the new Thor any good? Yeah, it was okay. It was good. It was funny. I think my only problem is that I had two problems. One, Sif wasn't in it because I guess the actress had scheduling conflicts. But I felt like it was almost like too funny because you got so conditioned to laughing that like the moments that should be like dramatic and powerful, they didn't really hit you as hard. Just there were like a certain points that really shouldn't have been played for laughs, but they threw in jokes in there, and I laughed. But afterward, I was like, I probably shouldn't have laughed at that. It was good though. I want to put Jon Stewart in instead of Cyborg. Yeah. When did Cyborg become like one of the central members of the Justice League? Wasn't he always like in the Teen Titans or something? I think when the New 52 started, they just threw Cyborg in with the Justice League. I was like, what? Shouldn't it? Wait, why? How did he get in there? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Cyborg. It's like, what? How did that happen? I don't know. Thought he was always in the Titans. Whatever. But then they put him in a bunch of those Justice League animated movies, and I guess okay, I guess this is the status quo now. He was good in the movie though. I didn't really understand some of the stuff that he was doing. Spoilers. CG on him didn't look all that great. Kind of wish they'd done that with practical effects. The actor was okay, though. Sony also wants to buy Fox. Yeah, I heard about that. Not good. Just give Marvel all their properties back. There's another Star Wars trailer. Hmm. Yeah. Guess I didn't notice. So wish the new trilogy was about Jason, Jaina, and Anakin Solo, though. Ah, yeah. Really bummed me out what happened to those characters in the expanded universe novels. I kind of stopped reading the expanded universe novels because of I don't know, they just I didn't like the direction they were taking. Didn't really feel like Star Wars anymore. Didn't really like how a lot of those characters ended up. Don't get me started on what they did to Mara Jade. That was was not happy about that. Finally, I just gave up. So those things aren't those books aren't canon anymore. So none of those characters existed now. It's kind of a downer. I think Disney has a better shot at buying the Fox properties than Sony does. Well, they've got more money. Uh, so it depends. Like I guess it depends on how petty Fox are being about this, because those two companies don't like each other. So they might sell to Sony just to spite Disney, which uh, is weird because I want Marvel to get their properties back, but I don't want Disney to have a monopoly. Because if they bought out Fox, they'd get the rights to all like everything Fox related. They'd probably get what I think the Alien franchise. They'd get Avatar. Well, Avatar, but they get a bunch of stuff. If they could just get the Marvel stuff, so Marvel could get the X-Men and the Fantastic Four back, and then just I don't know sell it, and Sony gets the rest of it. That'd be all right, I guess. Yeah, New 52 reboot is when that happened, I guess. Yeah. Can't wait till Marvel gets the Fantastic Four back. Fun, lighthearted movie would resurrect their popularity. Well, that's might be a little more complicated than that. I mean, technically, the Tim Story directed Fantastic Four movies were fun and lighthearted, and those didn't work out so well. It's why they went to the other end of the spectrum with the reboot with Fat Four Stick, and that didn't go so well either. Goddamn, the Fantastic Four have such bad luck with movies. I think after Fat Four Stick came out, I watched a Cinema Snob's review of it or something. He said in the past like two said something like in the past 2 weeks I've watched all four Fantastic Four movies, and the Roger Corman one was the best one of the four. Yeah, so a good Fantastic Four movie would be nice. They figure they're about due for one, right? Ugh. Black Johnny Storm. There was so much controversy about that. Uh, and then everyone saw the movie, and they're like, "Wow, that's Johnny being black is the last thing in the world we should be worried about compared to all the other stuff going on." Yeah, I watched them. I went in the movie and said, you know what, I'm going to keep an open mind about the Johnny Storm thing. And Michael B. Jordan's a great actor, and I actually liked his performance for what they gave him to do. It's just everything around him was not so good. In a better movie, I think he could have made it work, but that movie didn't turn out so well. In fairness, that the whole thing did reek of studio interference. Of course, they probably had a lot of problems to begin with. I'm not sure what you could have added in to make that a better movie. A lot of warning signs all over the place. When they CG'd the chimpanzee, they put in the teleportation pod. It's like, why CG the chimp? You just use a real chimp. All it has to do is sit there. That's strange decisions on that movie. Weird how The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie. Yeah. And they're finally doing Incredibles 2. Finally got the teaser for that one. And apparently it picks up right where the first one left off, which is going to be weird. I was kind of wanting like another time jump. Like maybe pick up like 10, 15 years later or something. But I love The Incredibles. That's actually one of my favorite movies. So I'm just glad a sequel's finally happening. I mean, if Cars can get 2 sequels, we got to be able to get Incredibles too. Cesar Perez. Somebody fill him in. I'm not ready to go over that again just yet. I didn't care the way they explained how Johnny and Sue were brother and sister. Yeah, I guess. Okay, Sue's adopted in this version. All right, yeah, that makes sense. But it seems like it was weird to me because it kind of seemed like they were like changing the backstory of these characters that's been canon for decades just to accommodate an ethnic actor being put in there. And it was just odd. It just seemed odd to me because it's like well, why change something if you don't have to, Because unnecessary changes are when people get annoyed. It just seemed like a strange choice. I was fine. I was fine with Michael B. Jordan when I saw the movie. Like I said, that movie had a lot of problems. Johnny being black wasn't one of them. I was fine with it, but I accepted it when I saw the movie. Like I said, like everything around him was terrible. So. Which kind of sucks because I Yeah, they had some good actors in there. Um, a director who, with the right script, might have been able to do something good. But that project was ill conceived from the beginning, clearly. We checked out the comic shows this season. I have not actually. I couldn't. I wasn't ready to subject myself to the Flash again yet. It's like I just couldn't do it. Watching that show just become a miserable experience for me. I mean, Arrow was still. I don't know. I wasn't sick. It's not like I was sick of Arrow or anything, but I kind of just wanted to switch over to binge watching it once the whole season had aired, so I didn't have to follow it week to week. Because I don't actually watch too many shows week to week anymore. Plus, I think it's on like Thursday now. Arrow is, so that kind of conflicts with wrestling. Yeah, I'll probably binge that one. I think it's on Netflix. I'll binge it maybe this summer. You know, it occurs to me that I kept saying that there's going to be a new comic review show coming. That's probably on hold for now. You know, it kind of sucks because I was just about ready to get going with that one. That's what I got the microphone for. I guess that's going to be on the back burner. Sorry about that, but you know, real life just gets in the way sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I could pick it up later once I sort out everything that has to be sorted out. Could take a while. Did you like Justice League? I didn't hate it. It was okay. Had some problems. I think they were a little closer to getting the tone right this time. It wasn't like oppressively dark like Dawn of Justice was, which was nice. There was some levity in there. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. I liked it, but I wasn't really like blown away by it like Avengers. I felt a little by the numbers and stuff. The best part was hearing Danny Elfman's Batman theme again. I got a kick out of that. It was only in there for like it's only in there for a couple seconds, but it was you could hear it. It was there. That was really cool. Which superhero haven't they made a movie about yet? Ian Israel says Sunspot. Well, actually, he's coming in the New Mutants movie that looks just terrible. Actually, it looks like they looks like they had just like an unused haunted house script lying around and just plugged the New Mutants into it because they thought, hey, Deadpool was R-rated, and that made a lot of money, and Logan was R-rated, and that made a lot of money, so let's just make everything super dark and R-rated and risque. But the New Mutants was not an R-rated comic. That works for Deadpool, because Deadpool is that kind of character, and Logan has always been really brutal and violent and stuff, but the New Mutants, that's... I've got a lot of the original run of the New Mutants comics, and that tone really doesn't work. Okay, the Demon Bear story did some dark stuff, but otherwise, they were a bunch of teenagers having teenage adventures and stuff. Kind of like the original X-Men team, You're trying to turn it into a horror movie. It doesn't fit. Why are they calling Carol Danvers Captain Marvel now? I thought she was Ms. Marvel. To me, Billy Batson is Captain Marvel. Well, Billy Batson is Shazam now. I don't know. I guess Marvel had a Captain Marvel and DC had a Captain Marvel. Not sure how the rights issue worked out with that, but there were two different Captain Marvels in the different companies. And to be honest, I liked Carol a lot more when she was Ms. Marvel. Her run as Captain Marvel really hasn't worked out. Yeah, I'm not reading the comics, but I've seen enough reviews to know that they've kind of just gone off they've kind of ruined her recently. Plus, there's the whole Carl Manvers thing, which I've seen the art. It's really bad. They got to get their shit together before that movie comes out. But at least it's still Carol playing Captain Marvel, and they haven't replaced her with some teenage SJW like they did with Iron Man and that whole Riri Williams fiasco. But Bendis is gone from Marvel now, so now they're free to bring Tony back. I actually liked Steppenwolf from a visual standpoint. He looked like a proper intimidating baddie. Yeah, I liked how Steppenwolf looked. I just wasn't really crazy about what they did with him. It's kind of like people always say how Marvel movie villains aren't that good because they're just kind of like one-dimensional bad guy who just wants to kill everyone and rule the world and that kind of stuff. Same thing with Steppenwolf. I liked his look. It just, yeah, they could have done better stuff with him. Joy Manifest, thank you. Thank you. It's really nice of you. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. Yeah. Not looking forward to tomorrow. we get to see Sword finally. I don't know. I heard somewhere that Sword was tied up in the X-Men rights somehow. So Fox might own the rights to those. Which kind of sucks because, I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D. had like the perfect opportunity to do a Sword story now. I like Carol's costume. Carol's costume is fine. I don't have a problem with her being covered up. I mean, she's a military woman, so she's probably makes more sense than her, showing a lot of skin and stuff. So that's fine. Uh, I'm not wild about her being drawn to look like a man, which is pretty much what they've been doing with her. Carol, yeah, she's a military woman, but she's also, I mean, Carol's always been drawn as a beautiful woman. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you can be a career military and still be, attractive. I don't know why they had to butcher up so much, because these SJWs, they don't want women to be sexy at all. Of course, it's SJWs that don't buy the comics. Clearly, that formula is just falling flat on its face, because Marvel sales are in the toilet, so CB Cebulski is inheriting a huge mess. He's gonna have his work cut out for him, but Axel Alonso's gone. That's the important thing. Maybe the New Mutants movie is part of the Dark Universe, like the Mummy. Oh, jeez. I heard they were pulling the plug on the Dark Universe, actually. I think Midnight's Edge did a video about that. I don't know. Maybe they're scaling it back to retool it or something, but Dark Universe might be dead in the water. Of course, that's what happens when you try to you focus so much on setting up a shared universe that you forget to make the first movie a good film on its own. Yeah. Thoughts on The Punisher. I've seen the first, I think, 3 episodes? 4, maybe? It's alright. There's not very much punishing going on. And they're spending a lot of time with these superfluous supporting characters, and I'm not sure why these characters are there yet. And I kind of just want Frank to get back to being the Punisher. And he's not really doing that yet. I don't know. Not really in the mood to watch something that bleak right now, Kind of need something that's gonna make me laugh. Maybe I watch some more Brooklyn Nine-Nine before I go to sleep. Don't know if you'll see this. I lost my mom a few years ago. It was hard for a while, but eventually you'll start to feel better. My deepest sympathies. Hey, thank you. Thank you. My mom died a while back, around Christmas time. And, it sucks. Because, Christmas, the holiday is always my favorite time of year. And now my dad, oh boy. Don't know what I'm going to do for Thanksgiving now. That's going to be a downer on the holidays, huh? What villain would have been a good first enemy for the Justice League? I don't know. I think Steppenwolf could have worked if they'd just done something more interesting with him. Plus, I mean, it's teasing Darkseid without actually using Darkseid, but you can build up to him for later. I don't know. Brainiac, maybe? Mongol? I think Mongol would have been cool. Picking villains isn't Snyder's specialty. Yeah, that was probably pretty obvious after what he did with Lex. Well, that didn't work out so well, did it? You know, I gotta get up kind of early tomorrow. I gotta pick up my brother at the train station. So, should probably call it quits tonight. Thanks for tuning in. This helped. I feel a little better now. Tomorrow's gonna be rough, but you know, yes, it helps to just talk about something else, just to occupy myself a little while. But thanks for coming in. Hope I didn't like ruin Survivor Series for anybody. And again, I'm probably gonna, I don't know. I might have to put the hold on making videos for a while, just because I got a whole lot of stuff to figure out now. But maybe I'll do something just kind of off the cuff, just to take my mind off things. We'll see. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to get some sleep. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. This helped a lot, and I guess I'll see you when I see you. I don't know when, but I don't know. I guess I'll let you know when I know something. Okay. Thanks for listening, and I guess I'll talk to you soon. See you later.